What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of Is It Worth It? And the player we're going to look at today is a player that everyone is talking about, and that is the one and only Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now obviously Oxlade-Chamberlain does come around for about 400k. Now that is the issue. With his card you do play for that Premier League tax. You can see on Footbin he's around 408 or 406k. Should probably go down a little bit, I do think, but he is very highly priced. Now, the benefit is he has 4-star, high work rate. So I think it's going to sound very skeptical to say this, but I think he does justify the price tag. You know, the sprint speed, the acceleration, the very high agility, which for me is really important, especially if you have a centre mid that you want to maneuver the ball around. It's really important to have good balance in the team. That's why players like Ronaldo, they need a car like an engine on him. Balance is the most important thing. He is 5'9", so he's quite agile on the ball as it is. Good reactions, good ball control, and good dribbling. Decent composure. But when you go to his shooting, he's actually got really good positioning, and he's got really good long shots. So shot power and long shots are the most important thing outside the box. When you're outside the box, you ideally want the most amount of actual shot power and long shots, because that's what takes into account, not finishing. So although his finishing is 80, if you shoot from outside the box, the most important thing is of course using the shot power and the long shots. Volley's pretty high and pretty decent. Defensive stats are actually really good. You know, if you go over to his defensive stats, I quickly want to show you. 7% stand tackling and defensive awareness. And these are the three that are important: interceptions, defensive awareness, and stand tackling. They're all very high. It's the same thing with the passing. It's actually really good. There isn't that many players that have such good short passing and long passing. Curve could be a bit better, I won't lie. But even his physicality, 83 aggression, 76 strength, and 84 stamina. Now, let's say we compare him to a powerhouse like Renato Sanchez. Now, Renato Sanchez is one of the best centre mids in the game. Bear with me 1 second. If we look at them, they're very similar. Both 4-star, both high. Now, you can see on sprint speed, Oxlade wins. Shooting, Ox wins. Passing, Ox wins. When it comes to the actual dribbling, it's a bit of a debatable one. You could argue Ox wins just because obviously he's got much better stats altogether. Loses out on the balance by 3. But overall, with everything else, I think he wins that. Defending, it's almost neck and neck. You know, he's got a bit better interceptions and a bit better slide tackling. The main thing I look at is stand tackling and defensive awareness, to be honest. But again, very similar there. It's just the physicality, you know, the 86 jumping, 91 stamina, 80 strength, 88 aggression compared to Renato Sanchez. But then again, Sanchez is 200k and Ox is 400k for a Premier League player. Now, what I would recommend is putting a shadow on him. If you put a shadow on him, he becomes a very viable card. That's what's key. As you can see, sprint speed goes to 95 and his acceleration, get the stand tackling and get the slide tackling off. You can use Hunter as well if you want him to be attacking centre mid. So you got that versatility because he's still got a 77 stand tackling. Now, who would you compare him to? Well, I would say Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a cheap player and can get the job done. I'll be honest, Bruno Fernandes is a better option to buy in terms of the monetary value. 4-star, high. The only issue is Bruno Fernandes does lack the pace. He does lack, I suppose you can say, I wasn't going to say the shooting. I was going to say mainly just the agility and balance, which is the main thing that he really does lack. Everything else completely fine. He's got, you know, better reactions and composure, and obviously he lacks the defending stats. But for the price, I think when you put a shadow on Bruno, in fact, you can probably get an informed Bruno Fernandes, put a shadow on him for almost the same price. So that is the thing you have to think about. You know, do you go ahead and do you buy Bruno Fernandes with a shadow, which I think, you know what, it could be very much a good card to compete. Now, if you have, for example, if your team is worth 1 million coins, should you do the Oxlade-Chamberlain SBC? Well, no. Icon SBC is just around, well, Icon swaps around the corner. Potentially Icon SBCs are coming out. There's no real need for you to do, I would say, the Oxlade-Chamberlain, unless you're a Liverpool fan and you really want to do it. In terms of the final thing I wanted to go over is player traits. He does have the flair and injury prone. Don't forget long shot taker and speed dribbler are completely irrelevant. That is only if your AI is controlling that player. Let's say for example, if you're versing Oxlade online, and someone your opponent like in squad battle or something like that, then AI. But everything with AI in brackets means that's only for AI. But that's just my opinion. Is he worth it in the end? I think, you know what, he's got a justified price tag. I think he's definitely got a justified price tag. Is he worth 400k? I think not, personally speaking. But if you include the Premier League tax, obviously he's from Liverpool, he plays for Liverpool, should I say. Obviously he's from England, and obviously he's got pretty decent stats all around. As a centre mid in the Premier League, I think he is worth it from that note. But that's just kind of my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, don't forget, if you can't afford him, you can always go towards Bruno Fernandes. At least this way, if you don't like him, you can always sell Bruno Fernandes. With this card, you pay 400k, you're pretty much stuck. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.